Hey y'all, Rick Sky here, and I want to do a follow-up review for the Samsung 4K monitor. This is a 43-inch 4K monitor. Not only is it massive, but it's got a lot of goodness going on underneath the hood. So we're going to talk about this Samsung 43-inch 4K, which is 3840 by 2160 resolution. And before I continue, you can expand this video's description and then click the link there to find where to order it online. One of the cool things about this monitor, it comes with a remote, and it's also got a little solar panel on the back, so you can let the sun recharge your remote, or you can use the USB-C, C as in Charlie, port in the bottom to recharge the remote. So beyond having a remote, what makes this monitor so great? Well, for starters, it has several inputs here, and inputs I should say. And I'm gonna bring my other phone up, or my other camera up, so you can see up close the inputs that this monitor brings to the table. So looking at the rear, you've got an HDMI ARC, audio return channel. You've got another HDMI. You've got three USB alphas. And then that right there in the bottom, which is the USB-C, USB Charlie. So why is this so important? Well, if you're using, say, a MacBook Pro and you don't want to deal with plugging the power in for the MacBook Pro, you can use that one cable, that USB-C from the back of the monitor. You can plug it into your MacBook Pro or a PC laptop for that matter that has a compatible connection. And then that'll carry, in my case when I use my MacBook Pro with this, that carries the video but also the power. So I've got one cable when I'm using my MacBook Pro. The image quality of this monitor, in my opinion, is exceptional. You know, a lot of times when you're dealing with third-party monitors, I mean, there's no arguing that Apple makes a very nice display, but Apple charges a very hefty price for their displays. So is the cost of an Apple display worth it? In certain situations, I don't think it is. This monitor actually does more than an Apple display because you've got those additional, you've got an audio return channel, ARC port, you know, HDMI. So if you wanted to connect a soundbar to this, you could, an ARC soundbar, which is pretty cool. You've got the other HDMI ports. So, you know, if you're using a game console like I do, I play a few PS5 games, I've got that. So I've got my PlayStation 5. I've got at the time of filming this, I've got my Mac Mini M4 connected to this massive 43-inch Samsung display, and it works great. And it is worth mentioning my Mac Mini M4, I use the USB-C connection for it, even though it's not receiving power. It's not a laptop, it's a Mac Mini, but it's still carrying the video over that, which means I've got all my HDMI ports in the back freed up, except for the HDMI port that I'm using in conjunction with my PS5. So the ability to use this monitor for more than just a monitor is there. You can use it for gaming, you can use it for your PC or your Mac. I'm a Mac guy, so I keep saying Mac. And it does have integrated smart TV capabilities. So if you want to do some streaming services, you know, I'm not going to mention the individual streaming services, but you know who they are. It's got that integrated, but also, since you've got those extra HDMI ports, if you wanted to say plug in a Fire TV stick, which Fire TV is what I use for my televisions, I could plug a Fire TV stick into this and use this like a TV. I mean, it's 43 inches. It's massive. So this is a huge monitor. It's also a TV if you want to use it as a TV, but don't misconstrue it as a TV that you're using as a monitor, because that's not the case. If you've ever used a TV as a computer monitor, you found that the text and that sort of stuff looks really blurry. That is not the case. This is a monitor that also has TV capabilities. So when I say TV capabilities, I mean streaming. It doesn't have a coax port or anything like that. But the text is razor sharp. Why would somebody want a monitor this large? Well, if you've ever walked into an office environment, you've probably seen people, they have a cluster of multiple smaller monitors. And sometimes they're the same type. Sometimes some are older than the others, and the colors aren't consistent among the multiple displays. Not to mention, with the multiple displays, you've got the borders among the multiple displays. It's just a poor computing experience, in my opinion. So with a monitor this large, you're able to, if you want to resize your windows, you've got one big work area, and you can size your windows in a way so that it behaves like multiple smaller monitors. Or you can do what I do and just use it as a massive monitor. And right here is Final Cut Pro 11. I'm editing Final Cut Pro 11 videos. One of the value adds of this being so massive is that when I edit the video, and after I finish my edits, I can watch the video, and by this being a massive 43-inch monitor, I can get a true expectation for how it might look when my viewers at home are watching my YouTube videos on their, their huge smart TV. Maybe they got a 65 or 85-inch smart TV, but since I edited and proofed my video edits on this large Samsung 43-inch monitor, it's a value add there. It does kind of have somebody had asked, is it glossy or matte? This one is kind of a glossy finish, does not bother me at all. But if you had strong sunlight, with it being glossy, you may see a little bit of reflection. I haven't had any problems with it, but somebody asked me that. This Samsung does not have an integrated webcam, but I've linked the webcam like I use along with the monitor within this video's description. This monitor, at the time of filming this, does come in a couple of different colors, by the way. So I've got all of that linked within this video's description. Just a great monitor. It does have integrated Bluetooth. And the reason I mention that, you can see I've got my Bluetooth speakers, 2 speakers and a sub. And it's great because I've paired my speakers with my monitor. And when I plug my monitor into my MacBook Pro or my Mac Mini M4 like it is now, that cable that I'm using for the monitor, the USB-C, it's also using that to detect, well, it's detecting the monitor, which my speakers are paired by way of Bluetooth to the monitor. So I've got my speakers in essence wired to my Mac, but those speakers are obviously Bluetooth to the monitor. So that's pretty cool. So I'm getting Bluetooth speakers, but as far as my Mac's concerned, it's as if it's using integrated speakers in the monitor. This monitor does have integrated speakers. They sound pretty good. They're more than enough for usable, but if you expect high-end audio, the integrated speakers in the Samsung monitor are not going to cut the mustard, but they get the job done. And there's also a lot of integrated productivity type apps, whatever, within this monitor that I'll never use. You may choose to use them, you do what you want to do. This monitor does receive firmware updates periodically, which is nice. It's nice to see that Samsung is keeping all of the internal software current. I have not had any problems with this monitor. I would buy this monitor again without hesitation. And I'll go as far as to say it's the best monitor I've ever owned. Now, sure, it's not as good looking. It's very close, but it's not as quite as good looking as, say, an IMAX display. But at the time of filming this, there's not an iMac display that's 43 inches. Also, there's not a standalone, to my knowledge, standalone Apple monitor that's 43 inches. So if you're looking for the absolute biggest monitor for your Mac computer, and you can use PC with this too. I'm just not a PC guy. That's why I don't mention PC. I mention it, but I kind of glaze by it. This is without a doubt, in my opinion, the best monitor choice on the market today. especially if you're a Mac user, you do video editing like I do, maybe you do a little bit of gaming as well. Yeah, when you look at the link within this video's description and look at the price, it's probably going to blow your mind. Actually, it's probably going to be like, well, I wonder if I ought to research and find something better. This seems too affordable. You know, you do what you want to do. I'm just sharing my opinions, and like I said, this comes in this white color like I've got, or the black color. Wonderful monitor, super reliable so far. If my experience changes, I will post a follow-up video and let everybody know, but this has been an exceptional monitor, and it's massive. Tell me what you think within the comment section below. If you got questions, post your questions below, and I'll try to respond within follow-up videos. Y'all have a good day.
Hey y'all, iRick Guy here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and when you do, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.